Abraham School, Islamabad campus. So, viewers, today I am here with a new and special guest, Gabe Gabriel, sir. So, today we know their life journey, today we know their basic skills, their NASA skills, their learning skills. Let's start. First of all, hello, sir, and Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Hi, good morning. Good morning from here. Good evening to you. I'm doing excellent. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have this opportunity, and I thank you for accepting so quickly. I actually had planned to do this a few days ago with you, but I forgot to tell you. And so this morning I was looking to see if you were ready, and I realized, oh, I didn't even tell him today was the day. So thank you so much for jumping in so quickly.
Okay, thanks, sir. So, first, please introduce yourself, introduce your life journey, and please tell me about yourself so my viewers.
Sure. So again, I say to everyone in Pakistan, good evening to you. Good morning from here in Florida. And it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Gabe. That's a nickname. That's what my friends call me. That's what I ask everyone to call me. I know sometimes because of culture or because of age, it's uncomfortable for you, and that's fine. Call me whatever you like, but I really prefer Gabe. So I was a civil structural type of engineer at Kennedy Space Center for NASA for 17 years. And being at NASA to me was the most amazing thing in the world. It's just a magical place, and it's so much fun. But as a civil structural engineer, it's like being a nurse. If you're a nurse in Karachi or Pakistan, you're a nurse in America, you do the same thing. So if you're a civil structural type of engineer, you do the same thing. You deal with roads and bridges and buildings, the infrastructure of the city or of Kennedy Space Center. I don't get to go to space and I don't get to build the ships, but it doesn't really matter. It's where you do what you do that makes it so special. You know, when you come on to Kennedy Space Center, everywhere you look, there's pictures of stars, there's pictures of the space program, there's pictures of everything. Your mind is always going to these magical places. And then you see a big building, you see a ship put together. It goes to a launch pad and it goes to these magical places. So your imagination is always becoming reality. It's just so much fun. And the
Yeah,
launches are I just really, really love it, and I love sharing it.
okay, it's very, I like this. And first of all, sir, my first question for you is, can you tell me us about your childhood in Lindenhurst, New York, and what kind of dreams and ambitions you had while growing up there?
So, as I'm traveling around the world, and I've been to 18 countries, and I've been to Pakistan 3 times. I'm coming back to Pakistan in November, so hopefully I may see you in person in November. But uh, for me, growing up was really a challenge. I hated school. I really hated school, and I did poorly in school. I failed everything. I loved the beach and I loved sports. So when I was a little kid, they dragged me off the beach and they put me in a box and they said read, and I didn't want to do that. So I really, really struggled. Luckily for me, I had sports. You know, many kids grow up and they struggle in different ways, and they have nothing to get away from it. I always had sports. So whenever I was playing sports, I entered into a world where I was having fun and I felt good about myself. So it was a balance from how poorly I did in school. And when I finished high school, I said, I'm never going back to school again. I'm finished. But I like to race cars. I like to build cars and I like to race cars. And so I tried many jobs. My first job was actually working at McDonald's, making burgers and fries, and it was awesome. But I couldn't generate the income I needed. So for 12 years after high school, I tried many different things and nothing worked. I could not generate the income. So I said, okay, I have to go to university. So I went to university at night. It took me 8 years to finish university at night. So 20 years after I finished high school, I finished university, and it was the best thing I ever did. And one of the things I encourage all students to do, try to go to university. You know, most of you in Pakistan are extremely smart. You're very kind, you're
Yeah,
very giving. I really enjoy the people in Pakistan, and you are very smart. So for most of you, you know, going to school is not an issue. You have the brains to do it if you have the desire. I really encourage you to do it. It opens many doors. And for me, it allowed me to get the job at Kennedy Space Center and to generate the income I wanted to be able to race cars.
okay, it's very good answer, and I appreciate you for this. So my next question for you: what inspired you to choose Rolling College for your higher education, and how did your studies there prepare you for the professional world?
I chose Rollins because I had the opportunity to go there very economically. I was in the Air Force at the time, and the Air Force had a program. If you went to Rollins, they would pay the tuition. So I didn't really have to pay to go to school. In America, some schools, this was a private school. Many schools you don't have to pay, but this was a very, very prestigious private school that you're supposed to pay. So I didn't have to go, and it was open for me. When I went to Rollins, I was out of high school for 12 years. I had done many jobs. So I kind of went to school thinking I need to graduate to get this piece of paper so I can apply for jobs. In America, and I'm sure in Pakistan the same, when you apply for a job, it gives qualifications. Some of the qualifications to get the better income is a university degree, and I didn't have that. So when I went to university, I went to, oh, look, I got to get this piece of paper. I believed I could do anything. I really believed I had done many different things, and I knew I could do things. I couldn't get the opportunity because I hadn't been to university. So I went to university really just to get this piece of paper. But what happened to me in university, I've always been a poor student. I've never really been like school. I like to do things with my hands. I like to be outside. So anytime I'm in a classroom trying to learn, it's a struggle. So I was majoring in math and science, and I was taking physics and calculus and chemistry and a lot of these statistics courses, and many of them very challenging. And I really didn't apply myself. When I went to university, I said, look, in America, our grading system is 1, 2, 3, 4, with 4 being like the highest you can get, 1 the lowest. And I wanted to have a 3, which is like a B, which is good. And that's what I wanted to have. But I had never got a 3 in anything in my life. So I said, okay, my goal when I go to university, I want to have this 3 when I finish. And I was taking these math and science courses, and getting 2s, and this wasn't working. So I said, okay, I was forced to take an English class. And I took this English class, and I got an A, or I got a 4. So I said, wow, I'm getting a 2 in math, I'm getting a 4 in English. Every time I take a math course, I'm going to take an English and writing course, and I'll end up with this 3. And that's what I did. But in the process, and this is something I want to let you know because you're 14. I think you're 14. Is that right?
Yes, yeah.
So as you're getting older, it's really important you learn to write well. What happened with me by accident, I learned to write really, really well. And when you become an adult, no matter what your job is, you're going to have to write a report to someone on what you did. If you can't write poorly, you might have written a great report, but they can't understand it, and they will throw it in the garbage and think it's useless. Or you may have a great idea, and you will say to somebody, hey, I got this great idea. They will say to you, put it in writing. I'll read it when I have a chance. So you have to write well. It's so, so important. As you progress through school, and especially into university, learn to write well. No matter what field you're in, it will help you.
It's very good. I really very happy to meet with you. It's very better. Very appreciate you.
Yeah.
So, was there particular teacher, mentor, or event in your school or college, yes, that made you realize your potential in science and technology?
I don't think so. There wasn't one. For me, when I was going to university and especially in high school, I remember I had one mechanical drafting course in high school. It was the only class I ever took that I really enjoyed. So I had a little bit of an engineering background that way. And when I went to university, I went to university knowing that I have to have this, this university degree in order to get the jobs I want. But I had pretty much learned a lot about life. I've been living life as an adult on my own for 12 years. Those 12 years, I learned a lot. So what I learned, I took and applied to going to university. I wasn't like an average person going to university right out of high school. I had many years of life experience. So I took that life experience with me and I used it to motivate myself to do well because I knew my objective was to get that 3.0.
Okay, that's really great. So, my next question for you is, when did you first develop an interest in space exploration, and how did the interest grow over time?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. As I mentioned to you, I did very poorly in school. And when I got out of high school, I was working at McDonald's and I was doing different jobs. And one of the jobs I had was driving a truck. While I was driving this truck, one of the guys I played sports with said to me, I have no idea. One day he said to me, have you ever thought about going into engineering? And I don't know why he said that to me. I was a truck driver. And as soon as he put that thought in my head, I thought, no, but maybe I can do that because I saw people who were engineers. And I did think, well, they're not so smart. If they can do it, I can do it, because I always thought you had to be super smart. And I did so poorly in
Yeah.
school, I didn't think I could do that. But I learned you don't have to be so smart. You just have to be determined. And I was in the Air Force in Cocoa Beach, Florida, which is close to Kennedy Space Center. And a friend of mine won a big award to see the very first space shuttle launch. And so we got to go very close to this very space shuttle launch. And when I saw that launch, I thought, wow, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. When I get out of the Air Force, I'm going to try to get a job at Kennedy Space Center for NASA. And that's what I did. And I'm very, very thankful. I was very fortunate.
Yeah, yeah, it's very good, and I really appreciate you. It's very funny and very learning for me. Okay, so my next question for you is, when did you first develop an interest in space exploration, and how did that interest grow over time?
Yeah. So again, my first interest really came from that, seeing that very first shuttle launch. And once I saw that very first shuttle launch, I started getting more interested in the space program and following it much more closely than I did before. And as I followed it more closely, I got more and more interested in it. And when I got out of the Air Force, I was really fortunate. I got a job at Kennedy Space Center, which is what I really wanted to do. And it was better than I thought. I had this great thoughts about how much fun it would be, but to me, it was even more fun. Every day was magical. Every day was amazing. You know, you walk into the Space Center, there's ships going to the sun, there's ships going to stars, there's ships going all over. And you're seeing these things put together. You're seeing them go to a launch pad. You're seeing them go to these places. I always tell everybody, being on Kennedy Space Center, you know, you see these magical places, and your mind is going to these magical places. So your imagination is going crazy, and then the ship goes to these magical places. So your imagination becomes reality. It's really, to me, really, really fun.
Okay, that's really great, and I really appreciate you. That's very good for me and you. So my next question for you is, could you share the story of how you eventually found your way to NASA Navy Space Center?
Yeah, actually, I was really fortunate. You know, I had a lot of friends who were working at Kennedy Space Center and at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, which adjoins Kennedy Space Center. And I had many friends working there. So when I got out of the Air Force, you know, I contacted some of my friends and said, hey, can you help me get a job? And this is really interesting. It's something you really want to learn. Uh, I talk about three things really, really important. Do your best, enjoy what you do, believe in yourself. These three things are so important. If you do this, you will never work, nothing will ever be hard, you'll never have stress, and you'll never have pressure. The main thing is develop that belief in yourself. And when you have a strong belief in yourself, you feel like you can do anything. You never have stress, you never have pressure. And I'll explain to you in a minute how you can do that. But I had to learn to develop that belief in myself. And when I contacted my friends at Kennedy Space Center, hey, can you get me a job? They said, what can you do? I said,
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
You get me a job, I'll figure out how to do it. And they said, great answer. So, you know, it just shows when you feel and I just was in my mind, I was thinking, I don't know what they're going to ask me to do, but I'll figure it out just to get the job. I know I can do anything. So you want to develop that belief in yourself. So that's kind of how I got the job. I contacted some friends and there was a position open that I was qualified for. And that's how I got the job.
It's really, it's really good. So my next question for you: working at NASA is a dream for many. What emotions did you feel at the first time you officially become a part of the organization?
Just happy, excited, overjoyed. I've been thinking about it a long time, and I've actually been working on Cape Canaveral Air Station, which adjoins Kennedy Space Center. So even though I wasn't really working for NASA, I was on NASA a lot. I saw launches and I saw a lot of the things on NASA. When I actually got the opportunity to get to NASA and be a part of it, it was amazing. It was every day was exciting. Every day was an adventure. Every day got better. The launches were fantastic. The landings were fantastic. Everything around you was amazing. I just, I just really, really enjoyed, and I enjoy sharing it with you.
Okay, please share me some things. Okay, it's really good, and I really appreciate you. And so my next question for you: what has been the most memorable project or mission you have been part of during your career at NASA?
Well, as a civil structural type of engineer, you deal with roads and bridges, and it's not so much what you do that where you do it that makes it special. But for me, it's always about the launches. The shuttle launches were the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. And when I saw one, every one I saw was more special than the one before. So I never got old and I never got. But what happens with shuttle launches? If you go to a plane, if you go on a plane You get on a passenger terminal, it takes you to a runway and it stops. And they build up the engine building power. They have the brakes on so the plane can't take off till it has enough power. Then it takes off horizontally. Well, the space shuttle does the same thing, but it takes off vertically.
Yes,
So it's
yes.
locked down on the launch pad. They're building power. The engines are running. It's trying to take off. So this thing has almost 6 million kilos of lift. What that means is to go up, you have to push down with 6 million kilos. This thing is so big and so heavy, you have to push down with 6 million kilos so it will go up. But you're building power, and it's trying to take off. It can't take off because it's locked down. So it's building power and building power. We're about 5 kilometers away. Sounds like a long ways away, but it's actually pretty close. But at 5 kilometers, you really can't see it. You really can't hear it. But you know where it is, and you're looking in that direction. Then all of a sudden, you get a vibration in your feet. Your feet start shaking. This thing is locked down on the launch pad. It's trying to take off, and it's so much power pushing on the earth, it literally shakes the earth. So the earth is
Yeah, yeah.
shaking. All the cars feel it. The cars think somebody's breaking in. So horns are honking, lights are flashing, sirens are going off, and your body is shaking. And when this thing takes off, it's just majestic. It goes really, really slow, then makes a turn, and it's gone. And you're watching and watching it, but you still don't hear anything. And all of a sudden you hear it, but you're looking there and you hear it there. It goes so fast it leaves the sound behind. So it plays mind games with you. It's just the most fun thing I've ever seen in
Okay.
my life.
It's very great. So my next question for you is, what challenges did you face in the early stages of your career, and how did you overcome them?
Oh, to me, every day is a challenge. The challenge is never to do something. The challenge is to enjoy doing something. Whatever you do, you want to learn. Make this my favorite thing to do. I don't care what it is. Right now, my favorite thing to do is this interview with you. I focus on this interview. I take it serious. We're a team. Together, we're going to reach a common goal. Neither one is more important. We're equal in this teamwork, but at the end, we have a common goal. So for me, everything is about how well can I do something? How much can I enjoy doing it? It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter whether it's a project for NASA or it's cutting the grass in my yard. It's the same thing. How well can I enjoy this? How much fun can I have it? And that's what I approach everything. So there was never really anything that was super challenging that got me all upset and think, most people I get stressed and pressure. And I just said, look, I can do whatever you want me to do. Just tell me what it is and I'll do it. And I figure it out. And I just have fun with it. But the main thing is how well can I do this and how much can I enjoy doing it? Anybody can do something. Can you enjoy doing it? That's the difference. If you learn to enjoy everything you do, your life will be filled with fun and you'll be very successful.
It's very good, and I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay,
I
so
appreciate you.
thanks, sir. Thanks. So my next question: can you describe a moment when things did not go as a plan in your professional journey, and what you learned from that experience?
Things seldom go as you plan. No matter what you think you're going to do, every day I get up, I think I'm going to do things. Something changes all the time. So things very seldom go as you plan. And you learn more when things don't go as you plan. Let's say you have an idea, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And you get halfway there and it's not as you suspected. You have to step back. Okay, it didn't go as I thought. What did I learn in this process that I can apply and do it again differently and have a better result? So to me, it's always about challenging yourself to do your best and enjoy what you do and see where that takes you. But you're always filled with challenges when things don't go well, but it doesn't matter. You learn the most when things don't go well. And one of the things you learn is I got through this challenge, I can get through the next one. And you build that confidence and that belief in yourself. And when you have a problem, you say, oh, I did the last one, I can do this one. And before long, you think you can do anything. And you do. So you never have stress and you never have pressure. You just enjoy what you do. And most of the time, you're going to be very successful.
Yeah, yeah, it's really great. I really appreciate you. It's very good. And so my next question for you is: has there been a mentor or sorry to say? So my next question: what message would you like to give to students like me at Han School Islamabad campus, who look up to professionals like you as role models?
So for me, that's I always offer the same advice, and I live this as well. I don't just offer this; I live this way. Remember those three things. Do your best. Do your best is pretty easy. Challenge yourself to do your best. It doesn't matter what it is. Learn to do your best. And wherever that takes you, accept it. Don't get disappointed if it's not what you want. You'll learn in the process, do it again, and always continue to do your best and see where it takes you. There's going to be times in your life when you become an adult. Happens to everybody. You don't know when, you don't know where. You're going to be asked to do something, and you're going to have to do your absolute best. Your whole career may depend on this incident. If you practice doing your best every day, every time, you'll do fine. You won't even think about it. You'll do your best and you'll do well. If you don't practice that, all of a sudden I got to do my best. I got to do my best. Maybe you'll mess up. Learn to do your best. Enjoy everything you do. This is a little bit of a challenge. Sometimes we don't like things, but we can learn to like everything. Find positives in everything you do. Learn to enjoy everything you do. If you can't find a positive, you say to yourself, it could be worse. Then it becomes a positive. Never have a negative experience. And the most important thing, believe in yourself. Very few people have this. This is why they have stress. This is why they have pressure. It doesn't matter how much money they have. It doesn't matter how successful they are. They don't have that belief in themselves. That's why they're constantly under stress and under pressure. How do you get that belief in yourself? Most things start with a thought or a dream. You take that dream and you write it down and you say, this is my goal. And say, okay, I'm here. I want to go there. How do I get there? What steps do I take? Plan very small steps. Don't be in a hurry. The smaller the step, the easier it is to accomplish. The easier it is to accomplish, it helps you develop that belief and that confidence in yourself. And you build that very slowly. Don't be in a hurry. You build and you build and build. And one day you say to yourself, I can do anything. When you believe you can do anything, you will never have stress. You'll never have pressure. You will just go do it because you believe you can. And when you enjoy it, you will do it better. This is my message to everyone. And this is how I live. And I no different than you guys. I did terrible in school. Most of you are way smarter than me, way more determined than me. But I learned to live this way and I learned to have fun with life. And I want to share that with you.
It's really good, and I really share it to more people. So okay, so my next question for you is, how do you define true success in life? Is it about career achievements, personal happiness, or balance of both?
Yeah, it's definitely a balance of both. I think you want to have success in your personal life and your professional life. But I think you apply everything. I approach everything the same way. It doesn't matter whether it's professional or it's personal. How well can I do this? How can I enjoy it? And how can I have fun in the process? And how can I help others along the way? That's something else. I'm always thankful. People have been so kind to me. I'm so thankful. I'm always trying to give back. I take these interviews very serious. For me, I plan these. I'm very busy. And again, I thank you this morning for jumping in because I messed up and I didn't let you know we were going to do this. But it's serious for me. And I want to give the best I can, just like with everything I do. When I leave here, I'm a swimmer and I go to the gym. So when I leave here, I'm going to swim for 2 hours. When I go to the pool, every stroke is going to be the best I can. How can I improve? How can I get better? How can I enjoy this? And it doesn't matter whether it's swimming or it's doing a project to build a building. I approach everything the same way, and I have fun with everything I do. And the challenge, again, is never to do something. The challenge is to enjoy doing it. And you can find it. It's always mental. You have a choice, Faizan. You can sit here and enjoy this interview, or you can be miserable. Either way, you're going to do it. It's how you choose to see it. Find positives in everything you do. Your life will be filled with joy.
Okay, it's really good. I really appreciate you. And so my next question for you is, has there ever been a moment in your journey when you felt like giving up, and what helped you keep going?
When I was going to university at night, sometimes it was 8 years, and sometimes I might take one class semester, and I didn't seem to be making progress, and I wondered if I would ever finish because it seemed like it was so. I did my first 2 years of university took me 6 years. My first 2 years, my last 2 years, I did in like 18 months. So at the pace I was going, might have taken me 20 years to finish university. And at times it was like, am I ever going to finish? And there were some times when I couldn't take any classes because I was didn't have the opportunity to do that. So sometimes I wondered, but I don't think I ever really intended to give up. I wondered if I would ever finish. But in my mind, I didn't think I would ever give up. I just wondered if I would ever finish because it was taking me so long. But I was really fortunate. I got the last 2 years done in under 2 years. So that made 8 years and probably instead of 12 or 15 years. But I don't think I ever really gave up. But I wondered if I would be successful.
Yeah, it's really good. So, how does it feel to now that so many people, including young students like me, see you as a role model and source of inspiration?
It's a huge honor. For me, I really, really feel close with students like you. And I don't know what it is. And maybe it's not so much this way, but even this way, there's a closeness. But in person, when I meet students in person, there's something magical about it. I can't, if you say, explain it to me or put it in writing, I can't. But it's a feeling. It's a great feeling I have with kids, and I don't know why, but it's equal. Most of the kids really like being around me, and I like being around them. And the connection is awesome, and it's just magical for me. And I always say it's equal. We're a team. Everything we do in life, we're a team, and everyone on the team is equal. Nobody is more important than the other. When we all do our role, we're all successful. So for me, it's the most amazing thing in my life. I don't understand it. I just feel it, and the greatest thing is all of the kids seem to feel it as well. And so the connection is magical, and it's just great. I never in my life thought I would be a speaker. Never. It kind of happened by accident, but it's the most amazing thing for me, and I love doing it. So that's why I'm continuing to do it. And again, I'll be in Pakistan in November. It'll be my fourth time to Pakistan, and I really enjoy coming to Pakistan. You all are amazing. The students in Pakistan, and I always equate Pakistan and India. In America, we have this great connection with India. We look at people from India as our friends and our allies, and very smart people and very kind people. But people from Pakistan, we tend to think of them very negatively because of all the negative publicity, from the 9/11 attacks, from the terrorist attacks, from all of the things we hear about Pakistan. We only hear negatives. We never hear positives. So when I went to Pakistan for the first time, I went, I wonder what this is going to be like. Am I going to get shot? Am I going to get kidnapped? What's going to happen? Because that's all I'd heard. But it was awesome, and you all are amazing. And to me, India and Pakistan, I hate that India and Pakistan fight with each other. It makes no sense. But the people like you, the kids like you all are amazing, and you all are identical. There's a kid right now sitting in India just like you, exactly like you, and just wants to be successful, just wants to be happy, and most everybody around the world has the same objective. You know, it's only governments and outside influences that causes people to dislike and mistrust each other. Most people are born, they're born kind, they're born to be giving and just have basic needs. Most people just want to be successful. They want their kids to be successful. They want to be happy. They don't want to kill
Yeah.
anybody. They don't want to shoot anybody. They just want to enjoy life. And it's only outside influences that forces people to distrust each other. And I think it's really, really sad.
Oh, so viewers, this was our new and special guest, Gabe Gabriel, sir. So I hope you like it, and I will with you a new and special guest. So thank you, and Allah Hafiz. Nice to meet you, sir, and I really happy to meet with you. Thank you.
Okay,
So
before
thank
you
you.
go, can you just give me a heart? Awesome. Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate the interview, and thank you again for the opportunity to jump in and do this at the last minute.
Thank you, and Allah Hafiz. Last Pakistan, Zindabad.
Vindaba. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Bye bye.